Hello, Gia, good morning. Now that I'm seeing your user, I forgot to respond to you yesterday to your email. I'm going to respond to you today. I don't know why I thought I had the response in my mind, but I didn't reply. I didn't wrote it. Just that I've been these days. The the weather has changed a lot. So I had been like I have a sort of like I will say I have the flu, but my throat hurts. I was coughing a lot, um, and I'm like my throat was hurting. So that's why I didn't upload that often, and I didn't do the live yesterday because I was just very like with a lot of like coughing. Um, so that's why I try not to use my voice too much because I don't know, it hurts a little. Hey Spirit, hey Muffy, hey Gabi. No, I don't think it's COVID, but um, definitely, like yesterday when I went to sleep, when you go to sleep and you feel like your throat is hurting, and and I even like because here we have these small candies that are made um, of honey, and I think it has eucalyptus as well. So those I have a lot, and for example, last night I grabbed one and I ate one, to soften my throat. Yeah, actually, yesterday I had my niece's 15th birthday. That in here we call it um, like Mexican people do. You know that they call it like quinceañera. Here we have it too. I mean, we celebrate, you know, a girl's 15th birthday, like, you know, a coming of age, sort of like a ritual. It's a very special birthday. She didn't want like a huge celebration because she wanted the money instead to buy. I believe she wanted to buy um, a computer, like something like a device for her. But it was supposed to be like a gathering for family members, and I was invited, and I just couldn't go because I felt very like I don't know. I just felt uncomfortable. You know when it is like it's not that I had fever, but I felt a bit weird. You know, like you know when you don't feel that good and you are a bit like low in energy, and I didn't want to see people. You know when you don't feel good, you don't want to see people. And also I was coughing a lot. So I also one of my cousins is pregnant. So if I have the flu, I don't want to be contagious. So that's why I didn't go. But I was sad that I missed it. A lot of people around me are falling sick too. Thank you, Spirit. Yes, it's better. Yes, it's better. I continued taking the painkillers, and definitely I'm better. I'm better. I can chew normally, um, but I swear, guys, this was the first time that I ever had to experience this pain. I never knew that it could hit my jaw or just make my jaw hurt. I swear it was like very it was an unexpected experience, and I had my wisdom tooth removal before. I had two in the same day. So I don't know what happened. I know this is with a different dentist, so maybe yes, the way they work, it's different, or maybe I don't know. This guy that I had the appointment with, like the last time, maybe um, he just didn't like he just pushed and he didn't know um, because the guy is not like it's not an amateur. It's not a guy that just started. Actually, this is a like an older person, but I don't know. I guess like he did push. And actually what I did notice is that he definitely put a lot of anesthesia on me, because it took me a lot of hours to get the effect of the anesthesia out. He even put a shot a bit in the side of my tongue, so you know, and but yeah, because here anesthesia is put like through a shot, like so it's very painful also when they apply the shot to your gums. That side is also very painful. But yeah, now I'm better. Now that I can eat properly, like I can, just rest properly, and it doesn't bother me anymore. Now I'm okay. Now I'm okay. But when I couldn't, I was so annoyed, so annoyed. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, for me definitely was the change of seasons, that now the days are getting like colder. Um, I work from home, so I don't know what happened. I don't know um, if I catch a cold while being outside or being out, but it happens, and I was like, oh no. I mean, I have a cold all year round, but that's why I take supplements from preventing. Oh, you take supplements. Ah, okay. Yeah, I used to take supplements, but I haven't in a while. Maybe I should too. Maybe I should too. I should start taking supplements. I was watching, guys, a TikTok before coming here about, that yesterday was the coronation in England of the English crown, and I love all those things. I watched all the royal weddings. I remember I watched William and Kate's royal wedding. I believe it was like 3 a.m. No, it wasn't 3 a.m. It was early in the morning, but not that early. It was like 6 a.m. and um, I love that. I love it. And for me, honestly, um, um, like of all the royal weddings that I watched, I remember that yes, Kate was the most beautiful for me. Kate was the most beautiful. Like all the brides are amazing. Like the crowns, everything is beautiful. But for me, her it was like and also it was about she was marrying William. That for those of you that probably you are like younger, when in the 2000s, for example, or in 1999 or that around that era, actually like William was a very a very wanted bachelor in the sense that he was when he had hair. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk bad about his hair situation, but when he had proper hair, he was a very handsome guy. He was everyone's dream. Like sometimes when this happens with the monarchy, that not all the members are handsome, or and actually I believe that William was that one man that actually looked like a prince that you have in your imagination because of watching all these Disney movies. He was definitely the representation of the beautiful, handsome, tall, blonde, blue-eyed kind of prince. So, I remember I had a class on the day of that wedding. When I returned, I could only see the final kiss. Oh, but the final kiss was amazing. Also, I think that they I don't remember if in other weddings they kissed as well, but it was a very celebrated moment because they were so spontaneous about it, and they were so young, and so it was so refreshing to see people my age, for example. Hey Hope, hello, people my age of the monarchy, like kissing and being in love. They definitely look like, and also because of all the stories around Kate. That that she went through a lot to be with him, like to wait for him. People calling her names, calling her Waity Katie, because she went through the process of having to wait for him, and I was like, because the TikTok that I watched, it was about praising her because she looked stunning yesterday. Um, but also this person was talking like how she is the you know the most like successful representation of a Capricorn, and definitely I think that Kate is the representation of a Capricorn woman. I mean, if I have to think about an ideal besides Michelle Obama, of course we have Michelle, but I think that if I think about like who would represent, not K-pop related, of course, but a female that for me would be like, okay, this is a Capricorn female here. I would say Kate, definitely. I would say Kate. Um, Whilst watching the coronation, I kept thinking of tarot card cards. Did you see? Yes, did you see George as the doing the role of the page? Did you see? It was lovely. Um, but I honestly like I don't follow much like the monarchy and everything. I just follow it because it's beautiful and it's luxurious and it's like a fairy tale and I love those things. Um, but definitely I think that um, it was very wise. This, if I was an astrologer in that royal place, like I would definitely have chosen like a Capricorn for that for William. Definitely, I would have chosen for William or for Harry, for both of them. Like I would have chosen a Capricorn female. Um, and see how even their children are so earth because I believe that the Queen Elizabeth, she was a Taurus, right? She was a Taurus or a Gemini? I don't remember exactly, but she gave me Taurus vibes. And she completed her duty. And in here we are talking about, not just looking pretty in your tiara and being all glamorous, and going to these luxurious events and looking flawless. Um, I was referring about Queen Elizabeth. Is she a Taurus? Hola, Miss Lluvia. Was she a Taurus or a Gemini? Ah, she was born April 20. Yeah, she is a Taurus then. Yeah, Taurus. So, and you see, in the case of Kate's and William's children, there are two of them that are Taurus, if I'm not mistaken. Two of them are Taurus, and their firstborn, that is George. I believe George is a Leo. I believe George is a Leo. But the other two, like the youngest, they are both of them are Taurus. And if you notice the way the way um, Kate like somehow like is a mother to them. This is a very earth kind of relationship, because she gives them a structure. They're very young, of course, but if you see, I believe her name is Charlotte, the little girl. Charlotte is her name. Um, she is already a lady. Like she's already adapting to the protocol, to being, to be well behaved. She's beautiful. She's so classy. She's going to be amazing, and she's also a representation of Taurus. And I think that it does. It also it brings a structure that they have a Capricorn mother. And I know that a lot of people, probably the people that had or has people that have a Capricorn mother, they know, or a Capricorn wife, they know that we are not easy to deal with, especially with our loved ones, with the people that we are the closest to. We tend to be a bit bossy, and a bit, intense when in imagine being Kate in the role for everyone to see and judge. But I think that since she's a Capricorn, I believe that she's going to do a very well, like a stable sort of role that it can somehow like, um, it sort of continues the legacy of the Queen Elizabeth's Taurus energy. It continues it, because you have a lot of water also in the royal house. You have King Charles, you had Lady Di, you have Camilla. That these are women, a Scorpio men and two Cancer females. So there, this is why there was so much emotional drama. Hey, Parvati, emotional drama, and like everything was about like, oh, you betrayed me, oh, you hurt me in my feelings, and I cannot let go of my feelings, and I'm going to remind you that you hurt me, and that I cannot, they don't let me be, or they don't let me express how emotional I'm feeling, or how I want to follow my heart, and this institution doesn't allow me to follow my heart. So I think that when you have someone like Kate in this new era, I think that it's very, if they have a chance to keep fulfilling this role, it's going to be thanks to Kate and her children, honestly. Because yes, we have another like, oh, oh, me too, me too, me too, Parvati. I'm struggling with my voice, but I'm talking about the royals and astrology here. So sorry, guys, it's not K-pop related, but I wanted to rant about it because I find it fascinating. Also, we have Harry, that Harry is a Virgo. He's a Virgo sun. He is also an Earth sign, but Virgo is a different kind of earth. Virgo is not the builder. Virgo is not the one that continues traditions usually, because they are so mercurial. They are so all over the place. Their minds is in the clouds. Even though I believe that he does have a moon in Capricorn, I believe. Harry, but Harry is a different. He sort of reminds me of air element, So I think that probably for him he would want it a different life, and that's okay. And in the case of William, honestly, like I always thought of William like a Gemini, because he is very much in the middle of being a Gemini sun or a Cancer sun, but his moon is also in Cancer, so he has Cancer influence. This is why he looks so much like his mother, because he has Cancer energy in him. And I honestly think that for a Cancer sun, from what I heard, the best thing that can happen to him is having a Capricorn partner, because this is also, he could potentially like be emotional and a bit like, um, you know, a bit lost in his emotional world, especially because of all the trauma that they went through. Like for example, and being very like very confusing as a man, or confusing when it comes to having partners or stability in his love life, like his father. So I think that um, it's I think he's lucky to have Kate, honestly, because if he would have made like a sort of connection or a match with someone as emotional and or someone, I don't know, a bit more like wild and free and a bit more detached, he probably would have failed in those relationships, and he needs someone that is going to be there for him at the end of the day, even though, because the role is not easy. So I think that when we talk about responsibilities and duties, only a Capricorn can actually understand what it means. Even if you never been a royal and you never experienced it in your life, it's like since you are born with Saturn, you are like, okay, more responsibilities, okay, bring it on. Okay, I have to fulfill a role. Okay, bring it on. My private life is going to be like my work life. Okay, bring it on. I will do it. So I think that this is why I think that it's going to be amazing to see Kate, as the Capricorn that she is. And also, she's a beautiful female. In that sense, I think that, honestly, I think that William is also very lucky because she's a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman, and I'm not saying, I'm sure that he's surrounded by beautiful women. I'm sure, but it's different to have a wife that it's a sort of arm candy and it's beautiful and everyone is like, oh, she looks so nice, she dresses so well, oh, she looks so pretty, oh, look, I cannot wait what she's going to wear next time, and you admiring her because she looks good, than actually admiring her for real, for what she represents, or her aura, or her character, or, her posture, the little things that make Kate being herself. Of course, that we know that there's a lot of rules and protocols. I'm sure that whatever she does is somehow guided, but she does it so effortlessly, and she does it with such a class that sometimes when and we have seen it, sometimes you can be a royal and not be classy at all, or being actually like not nice to look at, because maybe yes, you can be royal, but your manners, or your way of behaving, it's so awkward, like you really are like, oh, you're an awkward person. But in the case of Kate, I think that she had developed a lot of, like, she somehow belongs. She somehow belongs, and I think that she's doing it so elegantly. And like I sort of like admire her. I think that if I think about the Capricorn that I really admire, a female Capricorn, is going to be Kate. Always is going to be Kate. And I also praise her. I also praise her for being with the Cancer man. Because the cancer energy is not easy to deal with. She's going to have to be like, the stability in there, the structure in there, with all these emotional people around, with all this drama around. So she has a heavy duty, is not going to be easy. Thankfully, like, I believe that her children are going to follow her and are going to make it easier for her to not feel like she's the only earth stable thing in that place, But yeah. Capricorn woman, it could have been you, Vanessa. No, no. Yeah, the way of carrying yourself is everything here. Hey, Fluffy. Yeah, it's just that I don't know. I think that um, we just have it. I think that the Capricorn energy, especially the females, we have it. Like, even though we don't come from royals, but we somehow have like weird manners. We are, very, even as children, we are very well behaved. We follow, and it's not that we follow the rules, but we have a sort of admiration for all older people, for older traditions. We look at the past and we admire it. and we are this very old soul from the minute we were born. So I think that, when it's about, belonging to a monarchy or something like that, yeah, Capricorn and Cancer are opposite signs. Yes, yes. But I think that honestly, she's that, I believe she has a moon in Cancer. And her rising, I believe, is in Libra. That's why she's so beautiful. Honestly, guys, like when I first saw her, I was like, oh my God, this woman is not a Capricorn. She's so beautiful to be a Capricorn. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to, like, to criticize fellow Capricorn females, but we are not that beautiful. Like usually Capricorn is very, like, it's a very serious kind of, when it comes to physical. I'm a Capricorn sun and rising, so I have my moments, especially when I'm serious and concentrated, that I don't think I am attractive. And but I think that I definitely did see something of Libra in there, something Venusian balancing that earth element in her. And definitely she's so beautiful. I was like, I mistaken her. The first time I saw her, I was like, this, back then she was a girl. And I was like, this girl, she is a Libra, definitely. And when they were like, oh, because she's waiting for him, even though they were separated, and she was so holding on to this, to him and waiting for him to be back and everything. I was like, that doesn't sound like a Capricorn at all. I mean, if you leave me and you expect me to wait for you, like, no. Like, but then when I learned that she has a moon in Cancer, like him, and she also is a Libra rising. So it's about relationships. I could definitely like see her being a bit more stubborn and willing to stay. To somehow wait for him. I don't know. I wouldn't have waited for him. I think that the one Capricorn thing that she did that I'm like, oh, this reminds me that she's a Capricorn, is when she finally, I don't know, got this um she got tired of waiting for him or something like that, and she began like going out with her friends, and she was seen going out and being with her friends and being out with other guys. And that's when I believe William somehow realized that he was about to lose her, or that he was losing her, because she was already like seen with other people. So I was like, oh, that's a very Capricorn move. Yeah, in that I relate. Like, I relate, because also she is, but back then she was also a very beautiful female. Like, why would you be hanging in there because of that guy? Like, I understand. He was a very like handsome guy. Like, I would have fallen for him, like, definitely. And also there's something about him being this sort of like broken child inside, that probably if you get close to his energy, you are like, oh, you went through a lot, so I'm going to be that emotional support that you need, somehow, like wanting to be his mother, wanting to take care of him emotionally because of everything that he went through. But at the same time, you have to remember that he's a man, and that probably, yes, he wanted to see his options, he wanted to see what was available, he was popular, and also that a lot of pressure, The waiting bit would not have worked with the Scorpio, definitely not. Not at all. Like, no, I would, yeah, I would make you remember me by doing very questionable things, but this is why I think that also she maybe really cared for him, or maybe she was very much in love with him, very much in love with him. Kate Middleton, I think she's actually Leo rising. Oh, okay. Ah, great. Great. Oh, like King Charles. King Charles is also Leo rising. Um, mm. So yeah, I'm sure because when I look at her, like I was mentioning, I look at her and I'm like, she's so pretty. There's no way she's a Capricorn. Like, and there are Capricorn females that are beautiful, guys. Don't mistake my words. I'm not saying we are ugly. It's just that we sometimes don't have that feminine kind of like fluency, where we are just like naturally beautiful. No, we are okay. We can dress well, we can, look put together, but not like a Taurus beauty, for example, a Libra beauty, or a Leo, like you stand out. And there was something about her like very beautiful and very feminine, and I was like, there's no way she's a Capricorn. So but yeah, that's my non-K-pop rant. I'm sorry, guys. I'm paying attention because my dad is talking very loud. Yes, there is some stories for their anniversary. Yeah, it's a very great day for honestly for Infinite, definitely. I don't like the monarchy, but I love discussing album. Can you please do a reading on JK with a sun situation? Yeah, I can. Wait, guys, that I have to get my pen because I always forget. And when I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I'm set. But then I forget. Yeah, how you been, user 13? We missed you. And a bit emotional, which is annoying. Shakes fist Eclipse. I like that he's been direct. He's so done with their crazy behavior. Yeah, but I think he should be. This is what I was like. I was mentioning with the when we did the reading for the Magnus. Remember, when I did reading for the Magnus, I did talk about his energy when I pulled the cards for him, and I mentioned this that sometimes his speech is not very clear, and I think that it has to do with his Venusian side, all his Libra placements. I honestly think that he should be a bit more, I wouldn't say like being rude, but I think that he should be like very clear about, okay, if you act like this is the consequence. And there's no smiley face, there's no cute posture, there's no, puppy behavior or a gayo. It's just me, a man of so and so many years, I don't know how old he is, 25, 24, speaking truth, because this is a serious matter. And I think that people are not understanding his his speech. I don't think people are understanding it. And I said this when I pulled cards for him. He has this sort of like way of saying things that people don't take it seriously. They think like he's a baby or something like that. They are like, oh, but he loves us. So yes, he's fed up today, but tomorrow he will still love us no matter what. And this is what the confusion that, and also because we're talking about sesangs. So for these people, you definitely have to be a bit more like aggressive towards them, a bit more like to dominate the speech. Do not give a speech or sort of feedback and leave room for them to interpret what they want. You have to be very straightforward in the way you deliver the message. Not saying it casually, not asking please. This is not about, oh, because from my heart. No, this is serious. This is an invasion. Hi, I'm Mon Bebe. My bias is Minhyuk. The tarot reading that you did for him in April resonated. You said that he could leader it. He became the Platon leader. Oh my, I love Minhyuk. My bias as well. Hello, Mimi. Welcome. I love Minhyuk. Now that he's gone, I love him even more. More assertive. That's what Libra struggle the most with. No, he's not a Libra, Gia. He has Libra placements, Libra Venus, so he's a Virgo, yeah. Yeah, remember Kai calling out the songs on the live, and there was no softness at all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And I said this. If you don't remember, go watch my live for when I did the readings for the Magnus. You know why? Because this usually happens a lot to people that have Libra placements, and this is because they are the opposite of Aries. This sort of fear of confrontation, or that I don't want to confront, or I don't want to come off as aggressive. They usually have the aggression coming towards them from the exterior, from the outside. So there's a lesson to be learned here. If you are having people that are stepping over your boundaries, is because they need you to mark the limits more like clear. They are asking for it somehow. They are in their behavior. They are letting you know, like yeah, we will go till you let us go, because we love you. We love you. And since this is this gesture of sending him these food trucks and everything, is disguised behind this gesture of service, like, oh, I'm sending you food, so food is good. you need food. You're going to eat my food, because this is a very, it's not threatening. We are not sending you like, like it is food. So we want you to eat. But yeah, if he doesn't ask for it, and also what he said, it's very real, is that he doesn't need food. He has food in his house. So, it's like, yeah, but that's behind the food truck, and if we analyze the food truck, the whole, like, what they want with this is like, see, we're taking care of you, we are spoiling you, we are taking care of you, we are taking care of your needs. We want you to be fed because you are like a baby for us, so we want you to be fed. We don't want you to, like to seem harmless, but yeah, it's creepy. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they thought that he wouldn't refuse it because it's food. But if you send it many times, and also it's real to a guy that doesn't need food, like, it's even a bit insulting, it's like, that's why when he said, like, you can have it for yourselves because I don't need it, like, you can eat it yourself, it's not that he's not, like, but also, if we take that part of him saying, oh, you can have it yourself because I don't need food, I have plenty in my house, you are sort of giving them this message of like, oh, he thinks about us, because he's telling us that we should eat it, so again, for the crazy delusional people, it's like you are giving them room, because they are like, oh no, he's not upset at us because he's thinking about us. Look, he's telling us that we can eat it. So yeah, it's creepy, guys. It's creepy. Yeah, what a waste of food too. Mm-hmm. I have Libra rising with Mars exactly conjunct my ascendant, but that's not helping me to be decisive. Yeah, but sometimes, Libra rising, um, it has its charms. It's great. It's a great placement to seduce people, to get where you want to be, and also to think that beauty is an attribute, and we all want to see gracious people, beautiful people, we need beauty in our lives. So it's okay, it's not all about being confrontative. It's just that I think that, when you become so famous, there's no way you can avoid the controversy or the drama or the invasion, because you sort of are put in that spot. This is where fame takes you. And you can be very protected from all the sides. But there's always going to be the crazy behavior. There's always going to be the people that manages to get information, and and probably these people spend hours and hours and hours finding out, So that's why I was saying, in my reading for him, that I think that sometimes he's too soft with the fans, because he doesn't want to hurt their feelings, and I get it. We don't want to be the bad guy, he definitely loves the fandom, he doesn't want to come off like aggressive, But these people are asking for boundaries, are asking it for it. You know, these are like children that you have to sort of give a certain discipline. You have to teach them how to not behave, for example, you know, because they will keep going. If he is not clear enough, they will keep going. They probably will not do the same thing, but they will do it in another gestures. And that it's awful. And also him being a Mars in Scorpio, I believe that he must feel very awkward going through this. Because for me, for example, me being a Moon in Scorpio, like the invasion of my privacy, like is like a personal attack. For me, I get very much like on the defensive. Like my life, it's my life. And if I don't let you in, it's for a reason. So don't push it. Don't push it. I hate it when people pretend like they know me or that they are close with me when they just like had a conversation with me twice. I hate those people. Like I hate those like people trying to get too close to me, they don't even know me. You know, for me it's all about work, it's all about intention, and also it's like I'm constantly like judging you. You know, I for me to consider someone close, it takes a while. So that's why when people, you know, for example, in here we have, hey Eric, we have in here sometimes random people that come into the lives, and they're very nice. The people are very nice, but there are some people that just start like talking to me or asking for things, you know, that it's like, I don't remember you are part of the community. So, you know, if you just got here, please like be respectful, and also like, yes, I'm going to read your comments, yes, I'm going to acknowledge that you are there, I'm not going to ignore you, but I'm not going, my focus and my attention is always going to be to the people in my community, because I had been with you guys for a long time, so we had built a sort of like you know, that I know that you are not that mod. You know, I know that you are real people, that you have your biases, that you have your story with your biases, that you have your journey with K-pop, and we had shared this. I had shared things with you, so you know we have this sort of like connection with my community. So if I see a random person like just enter and wanting to take over of the whole conversation, you know, I just don't allow it, and I don't acknowledge it. You know, I just ignore it. I just ignore it, because if you're here to actually wanting to get attention for yourself, I don't know, maybe you should start a channel for yourself. But for me, it takes a while to actually like to get to know people, you know, to be like, oh, okay, you, there are people that don't even know what my channel is about, you know, they don't even know the videos I posted. Sometimes they ask for videos that are already there, and they just don't even bother to look, to scroll through the page, you know, and that's so like disrespectful. Like, and then when they come into the chat, they want, oh, I want a reading for this and I want a reading for that. Yes, like, hello, who are you? Like, who are you? So they sent a whole food truck. I was thinking it was just a meal from the Door Dash or Uber Eats. I think it's a food truck. Aren't the laws for Sesangs harsh? I know punishment for defamation is very serious in Korea, so I wonder, is it the same for Sesang? Korea made a law against stalking just last year. Yeah, I don't know about it being harsh, because look at NCT and all the songs that they have. It's, of course, we are talking about SM, so yeah, I know. Probably they are paid by SM to do these things, but it's so unfair. Yeah, being a female, a woman in South Korea must be tough. Yes, yes. We were talking about it in the last live um, with with the community last Sunday about about female actors or actresses and actors and this whole K-drama universe, where it seems like the popular guy is the guy that treats the girl with such a harsh movements and a cold attitude, and that's supposed to be romantic or sexy. I just don't think that a guy, grabbing you and like forcing himself on you is sexy. Like honestly, that I don't understand why. I understand that yes, we could all feel attracted to someone that is mysterious, but I think that the female being all, all like um, without um, um, not having a saying or not being able to get away from this. And I don't know if you remember, because I'm not that, since I haven't been in K-pop for so long, but the most distinctive like a scene that I remember is from, oh, how was it, this um, this K-drama that Song Kang was part of it, Love Alarm. In Love Alarm, remember that there's this image, that there's this a scene between the girl, the female lead, and Song Kang's character, where he follows her, and then he just uh, takes her to this sort of to this alley, and where they are alone, and they are like, oh, you want to kiss me, right? And like he just kisses her when she tells him that he has a boyfriend, and he just kisses her. For me, that scene, it was the most awkward, aggressive, awful scene. And also thinking that these people are playing teenagers. So I understand he was supposed to be like the popular guy, he's a very handsome guy and everything, but the context, the scene, looking at her character being also small in that very narrow place, like this wasn't romantic at all. And also not to forget that he was pursuing her even though he knew that his best friend liked her first. So do you see that whole series, it was very awkward for me to watch. I the acting was good, like they did the role very well, but I don't understand. Like Song Kang's character was awful. I really I don't. But I don't know. I guess you can meet people like that, especially if you think about teenagers. Someone feeling very like important, that they are like, okay, I have to have you, or you have to kiss me because I am popular or because I say so. Like, I was like, what am I watching here? Like it always stuck in my mind, that a scene. And like I was like, oh my God, like what's going on in here? I get that some women can have that fantasy, and I'm not judging, but the reality is really not sexy at all. like you said. Yeah, it's like, and it's awkward. It's awkward. It's awkward, guys. Like, and this was so, and, and this was sold to teenagers. You know, teenagers were, but I think, but Song Kang's election, like, you know, his characters actually didn't evolve that much, because then he went on to do Nevertheless, where he was awful as well. You know, I'm sure that Song Kang is great. Is great as a guy, as an individual, but the characters that he plays, oh my God! Like, am I supposed to fall for that guy? His character is awful. I don't like seeing the male actor grabbing the female and pulling or yanking them by the arm or wrist. A common scene in K-dramas, yes. And when they push them on the wall, to the wall, and they put their arms to them so they cannot escape. It's so, like, no, don't touch me. I'm going to punch you in the face. Like, don't touch me. Don't grab me like that. I can get very aggressive. If you grab me like that, I'm not an aggressive person, but if you grab me like this, or if you even make the attempt to grab me like this, I want to punch him. I just really don't like it. No. If you're in a situation like this, you are not excited. You are just scared. Yes. Yes. Imagine you pass by for that hallway, or that hall. You pass by and you see them, and you see him like approaching her in this like very like narrow place. I would have called the police, or I would have done something. But no, there's always someone taking a picture, but there's no one that can save the female. I agree about that scene in Love Alarm and other dramas where the guy is obnoxious like that. Obnoxious, yes, that's the word. That's the word. Thank you, obnoxious. It's like, is that supposed to be appealing about you? Like, no. Like, no, you're awful. Like, there's nothing sexy about this. There's nothing like, please. And also, he just met her like a day ago, hours ago, and he's already following her. Like, oh my God. You know, these sort of people is if you were living in this drama, you probably would be like, oh, I wish I was invisible. So, the handsome or the popular guy in my class don't look at me, because I don't want this guy to do this to me, even though he's handsome, dreamy, popular, everything. But the way he treats females, like, this is your move? This is how you're going to seduce me? Like, my God. Those kinds of scenes make me think, no one has a lipstick taste. Yeah, but this is why I feel that it's great to separate the actor from the character. But yeah, there are some scenes that you are like, yeah, I admire this actor. Like, I really love this guy. I think he's very handsome, very, like, he's great. But the characters that he's going to play is awful. Like, me from a female perspective, like, what I feel like flatter, like, like, there's I don't know which one of you shared with me this, because we are talking about, I don't remember his name, but he is this actor, Kim, he's a Scorpio. Why do I always forget his? He was in he was in something about Dali. I cannot remember. Maybe you remember, Hope. Something about Dali. Um, Kim Min Rai? Min Hai? Something like that. He played in the in the last one I watched of him. It's it has Dali on the name of the, yeah, that one. Thank you, Mafi. Dali and the cocky prince. I loved the chemistry between the actress and him. I actually I love it because the scenes were very real. The kisses and the everything was very romantic and very like real, like a real couple. Not. Um, but one of the first interactions that they had, I believe that she had like an ex partner or something like that, and she and he and Kim Min Jae, he character, he saw her like having reuniting with this guy, and I don't know, they just met outside her house or the place that both of them were staying, and he had this sort of dialogue with her, this discussion, where he was being very petty, and of course he was jealous, but he did say to her something like, "Oh, because you are used to always like seeing men to get a favor from them." Or something like this, because we know that she was struggling financially, because I don't know, I don't remember exactly what happened to her father's money, or his paintings, or his I know it was about the museum, but she somehow was seen with his ex partner, and Kim Min Jae's character was acting like, trying to act like all jealous and possessive, like, like, oh, so this is what you do, this is your thing, that you go and you reunite with men so they can do a favor, something. He said something like this, and she went and she slapped him. Like, I remember that very awkward scene. Then they kissed. I believe that it was the first time they kissed in that K drama. But like, I appreciate that they put the scene where you could see how frustrated and how angry and disappointed she was that he was saying that to her. But I think that it was very awkward that also he interpreted that slap or that reaction of hers like, okay, I'm going to kiss you right now. So, don't fight back, because I'm going to kiss you, because you are asking for it. Like, somehow if I'm slapping you, it's because I'm feeling like passionate, or, and it wasn't about that. The woman literally was like very shocked by what he had told her. Like, he basically like said, "Oh, you sell yourself for money," something like this, and it's like, yeah, I know you're saying it out of jealousy, but it's awful what you said. Like, so for me that was a very awkward first kiss scene, because I cannot forget what he said to her. The conversation prior the kiss, it wasn't good. And the girl often feels flattered because of the status of the guy. He's either the popular guy or the hotshot, but there's no real connection. It's just shallow. I was so happy that Crystal Dunn Musos as in the drama. But many people didn't like that because they wanted them to be endgame. Yeah, sometimes are cringe like that. It's interesting though. What is romance so often associated with violence? Yeah, like, and I really like Kim Min Jae. I love his acting. Like, definitely, he's a very, him and her, both of them. They are very emotional actors. So in every gesture of their faces and their eyes, you definitely can sense that even though they don't say much, you can sense that there's an emotion boiling inside of them whenever they act or whenever they say a phrase. But but yeah, it was very awkward. I think people equate violence with white guys. I think people equate violence with lust. Exactly. Like, if a man is violent or possessive of me, then he must really want me and desire me. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. And honestly, guys, I don't know if something changed in the YouTube lives, but the size of the letters of the commentary section is so small. I believe I have a good eyesight, but I'm struggling here, really, to read to you guys. I'm struggling because I don't know, it wasn't this small. I just watched the first season of Doctor Romantic and a young Kim Min Jae. Oh, really? He's in it? He's in it, Hope? Oh, I have to watch it. I actually, I know someone said that there's season 3, I'm sorry. I want to watch it. If he's in it, I'm going to watch it. Also, just an afterthought, but Muso isn't like that in real life at all. That's why it was even more awkward for me to see him like that. Yeah, yeah, that happens. Of course, a spirit. Of course, a spirit. When he's not like that, that's when the more you know about the actor, sometimes it's very hard to be like, oh, how he must have felt when he knew that he had to do a scene like this. That's why I have a sort of conflict when I watch some idols do you know, some acting, because I sometimes cannot let go of them as an idol and them as an actor. I'm like, oh wow, that scene must have been really challenging for him, and especially because they talk a lot. They talk a lot about, oh, I'm participating in this show, or I'm acting in here, so go watch me. And then you cannot stop thinking about them as an individual when they are acting. So yeah, it's a bit awkward. Crystal is a great actress. Crystal is a great actress. Crystal should often, for me, she should play the bad guy in a movie, like the bad woman, the revengeful woman, something like that. Because with her face, she definitely would pull it off. Okay, let's go on, guys. Yeah, it would suit her. Yes, she would win an award, definitely. She would win like Actress of the Year if she would. I like when the idol actors get to send up their idol image in the show. Key and Let's Drink getting beaten up by Mino's fan were hilarious. Yeah, Key is so entertaining to watch. I love him. I love how You know, he's a great entertainer. I love him, and also he's so like so open and communicative that I just love it. I love his confidence, you know, because not all the idols have that. And I think that sometimes people get, you know, get a bit like on the defensive when there are some interviews that are not that interesting, you know. And yes, we get it. Probably these interviews are done by famous idols or idols with a lot of followers, but there are some idols that just don't have the charisma to carry the conversation, and especially if the conversation is scripted and there are some points in the interaction that you know that it had been decided before. So definitely you are like, oh, this is scripted. Like there's no authenticity in here. Or and some people honestly don't have the charisma. But for me, Key is someone that I would watch all the shows that he's in, because the way he gets so passionate about, he's really present in the industry. And I think that interviewing him, it must be a whole challenge, because he's a very smart guy. Like, you better do not try to, you know, to be invasive with your questions, because he will really get you. You know, he's very smart. And he's one of the best K-pop solo artists currently. He is hilarious, even more when he's paired with Nino. Yes. I think Ki and Minjae are from the same hometown. Oh, really? Daegu? The solo push his boundaries musically, and I'm sucker for retro sound. Yeah. No, but you know, I was going to share this TikTok that I found of him, actually of Shiny, when they were in this show where he addressed for the first time. He had short blonde hair, Key, and he was talking. You know, he had this. This is a video that is everywhere. You know, that is about him addressing. The part of his member passing away, you know, and how people were treating them differently, and how awkward it made things for them, you know, because somehow they wanted to talk about him, they wanted to talk about his member, you know, they wanted to acknowledge his existence, because this is part of healing as well, you know, to talk about the person, even though the person is gone, to mention them, you know. And also sometimes when you are going through, when you lost someone, and this had happened to me, so this is why I empathize so much with what he said. This is a very old video, guys, and I'm sure that if you are showers, you definitely know about this video. But it's him talking about this, you know, about how people all of a sudden, they are afraid to talk to you or to ask you how you're doing. They treat you like you are like a sort of in a crystal box and you are about to break, you know. So definitely I think that makes it even more difficult for the person that is going through the mourning period, when you feel like people are, you know, working, are being so like careful around you, you know, as if you were this very fragile doll and you're about to break because of the loss, you know. And sometimes when we are in the first stages of losing someone, we are in denial and we just want to move on, and we want to move on as quickly as possible. It's like we need to do that in order to keep surviving, because we cannot hold on to the pain. We need to keep going, you know. This is part of the process. Then eventually you can go back and start like suffering and showing signs of you being very sad or you being very angry. But at first, when you just go through a period of loss, what you want the most is people to treat you normally. You know, people to treat you like, you know, it's not like it didn't happen, but that you don't make it like a whole like deal about it, because we are not in there yet. We are not acknowledging that yet. We need to keep going. We need to keep advancing. And this is not about being selfish, or like people say, like, oh, because they are not mourning the person, they don't feel sad. Yes, you do feel the sadness. It's just that you are so numb inside. Still, you still are not acknowledging it. So you want to move on. You want to be busy. You want to get back to work. You want to do what you had to do. You want people to treat you normally. And when people start being weird around you, you are like, it just makes you feel angry. It makes you feel angry because you are like, I'm not going to break. Like, I'm not there yet. One day, probably, I will break. One day, I will start crying out of nowhere. Or I don't know, it will just hit me, the feeling of sadness, and I will not want to leave my house for, I don't know, a week. One day, sadness will hit me. But when you are just starting the process, it seems like people get too, like they fear you. They fear you. They are so cautious. Oh, don't talk about this. And there's this awkward silence. That people are like, oh no, don't laugh around them, or don't, and you feel like so, like, why are you doing this? Like, it's a whole, and I'm glad that he was able to put it into words, because I went through the same, and I just didn't understand why people were so. I know they meant well, I know they wanted to help me, but they weren't helping me, because actually you are not me, so you are not, even though you want to offer your condolences, you're not feeling my pain, so you cannot help me. The best thing you can do is help me move on at the moment, because even though you're offering me, your condolences, you are not feeling what I'm feeling. So, let me be, Oh yes, I know the video you are talking about. He was so emotional and sincere about it. Yes, Radio Star is interesting how the dynamic has changed in the group since the tragedy. Key and Mino definitely support Jinky more in public, and I love Jinky being open about his healing yoga. Yes, I remember the video. It's true. It can be so awkward for people when someone passes. So proud of Jinky being so public about the importance of healing and self-care. Definitely, definitely. And he's so skinny. And maybe that's the reason, that we were wondering, like, he really looks very skinny because of all the exercise. Yeah, it's like you want to cope with pain, so being back to normal is reassuring. Yeah, it's what you have available. You have no other way. You cannot stop, because it's like you want to rush to the next thing. And yes, it can look awkward even for the people that witnessed it, but you need it. It's like you are in survival mode. You cannot stop because if you stop, you will never get out, And especially for idols who have to work so much and do stuff in public, it must be all about suppressing the pain as much as possible. Yes, people don't want to hurt you, but their care can inadvertently do that, especially if they lost this person too. It gets really entangled and strange emotionally. Yeah, almost 10 years to the day when I broke and woke up to the real world after my father passed. Yes. No one really noticed, but I was a zombie, part of the living dead. Yes, we act like zombies. Yeah, we act like zombies, exactly. We act like zombies, definitely. And definitely we act like zombies. Then eventually it impacts on us, but it's tough. It's an everyday thing, and like you people say, sometimes when the mourning is shared, but we all go through mournings through different, so it's hard to, be like, oh, okay, we are all going to mourn like this, we are different. I still have times where I want to speak with my mom and I remember, oh, hey, she's gone. Yeah, user 13. Yeah, for me it's the same. Yeah, because she was my best friend. So whenever something like important happens in my life, I'm like, I'm going to tell her. And then I realized like she's not with me anymore. And it's sad. Yeah, those moments of realization or probably festivities or birthdays or celebrations and you're like, oh, she's not here. It's sad. It's very sad. It's sad, and I don't think that you get used to that. I think that you move on, but you never get used to their absence, not at all. Yeah, morning is important. Yeah. Okay, guys, let's start with the readings. I'm going to pull cards for Infinite first. And to the person that is asking for Kim Taeyon's reading, if she or he keeps spamming girls in the chat, please can you block her? Because I did block her. Because she keeps spamming and no. Yes, yes, definitely. We are stronger than we think. It's just that it's a long process. It's a long process. And just when you think that you move on, there are some things that still make you emotional. But yeah, we're human. We have feelings, so yeah. Yeah. Here comes Mother's Day here. My friends and I remember at the party of mom. And I just stories. Oh, wow. Yeah, here we celebrate Mother's Day on October. And usually for me, working at the retail, it was very hard for me because we usually have, we work through seasons. So, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Children's Day, Christmas, all these events are huge for us when it comes to sales. So whenever we had to prepare for Mother's Day, and I would see all the signs, that it says Happy Mother's Day, oh, what are you going to get your mom? What are you? And I used to buy my mom a lot of clothes, and when I used to work in there. So also realizing that it's Mother's Day and you don't have your mom, it's something that is great to have. Also, this connection with people that also lost their moms, so you can connect with that and not feel so lonely. But you also appreciate, like, for example, for me, I don't have my mom anymore, but when I used to work as a salesperson, I would make like a small gifts for my coworkers' mothers, so they would give it to them. So yeah, it's a way to, like, okay, I don't have my mom, but there's mothers everywhere, so let's celebrate the ones that are here. Okay, let's begin with Infinite. Are they all CEO in the company? Because I see a nurse sign here. I got the King of Pentacles, so I wonder who is the CEO here. Is the CEO a nurse sign? Or are they all part? Are they all part of the... I like to remember funny stories about my mom, and I bug my cousins. Hey, you can't just give her grocery store flowers. Be nice. She isn't always going to be around. Yes, I do the same. Yes, I always I like to remind like people that have their moms that they should like be not complain so much about them and be a bit more like, loving. I think so, but leaders Sungkyu are triple toros. Is a CEO. Sungkyu is the CEO. I read for him, right? Did the possibility of a company came out when I read for him? Hey, Eva. Oh, it's okay, Suman. It's okay. Welcome. Yeah, they got, look, they got King of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Temperance, the Devil, Nine of Pentacles. So, and then from the Oracle, they got the card of Moon in Aquarius, Independence. So, yeah, definitely independence. So, yeah. Um, I think that this is a new this is this is a new era. It's an era of a lot of like retribution. Finally, seeing a lot of and also it's about putting the resistances away. It's about claiming your throne, claiming your stability. I think that I said this about this. I don't remember which member was that I read for, that I mentioned this about how for him stability is very important. And this is not just about money. This is not about saying, oh, because I'm earning this kind of money, I need money in my life. No, this is more about stability. We're in a Taurus season, and look at this bull. So this is like, okay, like this is mine. Like I have the stability. I have the stability to say this is our throne. This is our place. This is our territory. I feel like for them this is a huge like a success, because they want to belong. They never belong. But also, since they have the moon in Aquarius kind of energy, probably these guys, the group identity, or the way the group had gone through a lot of changes, and a lot of members doing something on this way, the other members doing something on their own, and then coming back together, and then going on their solo. I think that the moon in Aquarius also talks about that, yes, they are back together as a group, they are building stability, but they are also probably a group that is known for their members being independent people, and that, yes, they could be like the way they work, or the way their dynamic works, it's very weird. Probably they introduced change, or they introduced like novelty or innovation in moments where this wasn't very common. So them having the card of independence, and I don't know, it sort of reminds me that they must be like a very Aquarius kind of group, with a lot of Aquarius energy, that even though they want stability because they are tired of fighting, they are tired of like always having to be like, okay, you have to take care of what is yours, because someone is going to take it away. For them it's like, we've been here for a while. We are the King of Pentacles. Everyone recognizes our value. Like, why can't we enjoy of what we had worked so hard for in the past? This Five of Pentacles, this Five of Wands, sorry, is very, it's literally them, like stopping, stopping the conflict, stopping the fight, stopping with the resistances, and being like, okay, that's it. Like, let's drop our wands. It's not necessary anymore for us to keep like fighting, for us to keep defending ourselves. And also the Temperance in the middle is about forgiveness. Them also like forgetting and forgiving what they went through. And I know that probably for the fans also it's not going to be easy to forgive. Probably the fans are like, no, these people should pay because they did this, they did that. And they are very detached from it. They are very detached from what happened. They're like, we don't wish anyone anything. We just want to do our thing. We just want to go our path. We want to do what we want to do. We want to be independent. Like, I think that they are very open-minded in that sense. They are not thinking about repercussions. They're not thinking like, oh, I'm going to get back at these people that took something away from me. Maybe the fans would want to see someone getting their karma, but they are like, no. No, because here with the devil is like, if we become ambitious, or if we become like revengeful, we are going to be just like them, and we don't want this. We want to set ourselves free. We want to set ourselves free from their chains, free from their dominion, free from their selfishness. Just we are going to do things our way. And also here with the Nine of Pentacles, it's a card that talks like, finally, I can stop and smell the flowers. I can stop and smell the roses. Finally, it's my time. It's my moment. I finally can settle down in my place and be like, okay, this is us. This is the ground. This is the ground that we are walking on. But I think that honestly for them, it's about having a sort of routine, like okay, like this is how the group is going to go. This is what we are going to do together. But at the same time, they're going to continue being independent, and you probably are going to hear from them like focusing on their individual things as well, because what they learned from this is to be independent, that they all have their individual needs, and that they all have their individual talents to survive in this industry. So even though, yes, you're going to see them together, there's still going to be individual and independent activities in the future. So it's not like it's all going to be just infinite together as a group and that's it. No, there's going to be individual activities as well. Yeah, I think there's going to be like a sort of like liberation, because they have the Temperance and the Devil card. So there's going to be a liberation. Yes, there's going to be a liberation, finally. And they are a group that they are ruled by this Moon in Aquarius. So they need their independence. They need it. They weren't made or forced. Their identity is not being stuck with a company, or stuck with a CEO, or stuck with someone telling them how they should work with their assets, and what they should do with their talent. They are like, I am my own artist. So yes, I'm going to continue doing me and shining with what I have available, So don't put chains on me, because I don't work well with pressure. I don't work well. Like, yes, what I need, they sort of need this physical space. They sort of need this physical, material stability where they are like, okay, this is where we belong. This is like the headquarters. We know that this place, this room is for us, and this is to us, and this belongs to us. This is what they need. They need to have that security. But they also are like, we have wild ideas. So yes, we're still are going to work on this, and we're still going to surprise you. So yes. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of treason, definitely, yeah. Okay, let's move on to JK invasion. This Sang's invading his life again. Let's see how he's doing. Let's see how he's going to cope with this. I think JK could definitely like listen to, if he's listening to my live about me saying that he should have like a more assertive speech in the way he expresses himself, that he should be a bit more aggressive. I believe that maybe this spread is about that. Is him learning that. He's still learning. Okay, this is heavy. Here the Tower, the Empress, Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Wands. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Mars in Leo, Egotism. Yeah, this is very interesting, guys. This is very interesting. Yeah, it's heavy. Yeah, it's heavy. It's not like awful, but it's a heavy reading. When we have the Tower and the Empress, the first thing that comes to my mind is how, yes, something in his life, a perception, an idea is destroying itself. Like somehow the Tower moment has come where somehow JK's view of life as this very harmonious, beautiful, abundant, generous kind of vibe that he gets, he's starting to see the ugly side of people or of the fan. I wouldn't want to say the fandom, because this is not about being fans. I think that there are fans that are doing a great work. So to put them all in the category, it would be unfair. But I think that when we see the Tower and the Empress, definitely I think that that a lot of things are falling apart in his stability, because he needs to acknowledge that, yes, you meet beautiful and very prosperous people, and there are some things that in your life that are very much like in harmony and like they are beautiful and everything, and then you have people that are really ugly inside, literally. There are people that just want to destroy your confidence or your inner peace, and also they want to also see JK's ugly side. This is what I was like at the beginning. I was like, these people are provoking him, to somehow see the ugly side of JK, and when I say ugly, I don't mean it like physically. I mean it like they want to see him. I don't know if they want to see him angry, or they want to see him like cursing or saying something out of place or coming on too bossy. They somehow want to like interrupt his his beauty or his abundant self or his fame. It could be his fame or his potential of growing. They somehow want to sabotage that. Here with the Ace of Swords, I think that it's not the food truck itself. I think that this is something that is bigger, in the sense that probably what they want, what's so dangerous about this is the communication. Probably either they send letters with this, they call him, they send him messages, they send people that he knows messages, they even like invade his neighbors, for example, no, with letters or with so somehow they are like making everything problematic for his own, for his own, the way he lives in that place. They are turning everything so unpleasant and awkward for everyone around them. It's not just that it's bothering him, it's also like being invasive and very awkward and not so very well received for the neighbors. So, and this is what probably he wants to stop, like this not affecting the people that he probably he knows or that lives very near to him, or seeing himself distract a bit. No, I think that they just want to stop his growing. They want to stop. It's like there's a bit of jealousy of how maybe the opulency of his life, or how comfortable he is in his life. Because he seems like in this period of his life, he's really taking it slow and he's enjoying his life. He's enjoying himself. He's also connecting with his beauty, with his body, with a sort of more Taurian kind of side. So he's taking things slow. He's going out to places to have fun, and he's also dressing casually, and he's at his house, having a good time. So he's feeling like, this is not the JK that is on idol mode or on hardworking 24/7 idol figure. So somehow they somehow are a bit like, when are you going to get back to work? When are you going to continue working on your album? When are you going to present again? When are you going to get out of your house? Because, we are waiting for your album, or we're waiting to see you perform. When are you going to go stage again? When are you going to go to the practice room again? When are you going to start writing songs and recording your songs? So there's something about seeing him, because if you notice the Empress, if you notice the Empress is very comfortable. So I imagine him, being in his best self. And this is not about being lazy, not at all. This is about him sort of like, like he had been working ever since he was like 15. Let the guy have some rest. Let him breathe. Let him be lazy if he wants to. If he wants to spend all day on the couch, let him be and enjoying himself. And and I think that also probably the food, I was like, okay guys, let's analyze what is going on with the food. What is the meaning behind these people sending him food? Because if we notice the Empress here lying on this couch and everything, and all this green and everything. I always see like also there are some Empresses that are also like depicted as this person that is eating grapefruits, the grapes, and they are eating it, and they are surrounded by a lot of food. So they are like, oh, you are enjoying yourself very much. So you enjoy eating, we are going to send you a lot of food, so you get fat. So something like this, like somehow like, oh, you're enjoying too much being laying down in your couch. Okay, you're going to send you, like a sort of like, I'm not judging you, but yes, I am judging you. I want you to get out of the couch and I want you to get back to work. So this is something, because there's the Ace of Swords. So there's a subliminal message behind what they're doing. There's like here, there's some news for you. You know? Yes, exactly, Gisela, exactly. JK deserves some time. He has been working lately. He even recorded in LA lately. But they are like, this is not the JK I know. They want the JK, the idol JK. They don't want the JK in sweatpants. You know, they don't want the casual JK. They want the professional JK. You know, the golden magnet. But they ruin everything because if the guy goes to the gym to be fit, they also invade that. So it's about not letting him enjoy, you know, not letting him enjoy what he enjoys, you know, and this is why he tries to find very unusual things to enjoy, so people cannot like mess that too, you know. Hey Samara, have a good day. Have a good day. Enjoy your stay. And then we have the Page of Swords, and we have the Knight of Wands. So the Page of Swords, I would say, like, is him giving this speech, you know, of course, like him trying to be like, okay, guys, like, that's enough. Like, really, I want to tell you, like, this is not okay. Like, I want to acknowledge, like, that really, like, you know, like stop it, I know what you're doing. But then we have, you know, here it's not shown very well, but this is like, if you see it correctly, this is the last card. It's the Knight of Wands coming for the page, coming for the messenger. So I think that honestly these people are not going to stop. They are going to fight back. They are not going to stop. They are going to get a bit more passionate, probably. They are not going to stop. No. No, because, you know, and it's like I said, his speech comes as a Page of Swords. So the page is like the child, the adolescent of the court. So it's like, oh, but he's a baby. Oh, but he's so young. He doesn't know that we are doing this because we care. You know, so somehow like underestimating him and the power of his voice, you know, or the power of his, like his command, or what he wants to, you know, transmit, the seriousness of the bit of the topic, you know. So I don't think they're going to stop. Honestly, they're going to do something different, but they're going to continue pushing it. And also we have the card of Mars in Leo, that is the card of egotism. So yeah, like with the card of egotism, definitely lets you know that whoever is doing this is because of they are egotistic. It's because of egotism. And they are also are doing it because they want their moment of fame. This is about fans wanting to be more famous than the idol itself. They want to be talked about. They want to be recognized. This is for their own ego. You know, they want people to see their impact. They want people to know what they are capable of doing. Of course, this is a very toxic behavior. This is why I wouldn't call these people fans, because actually fans don't do this. But they definitely want to set their, you know, their style of doing things. They are very intense, and they also they consider themselves like what they are doing. It's selfless. I don't know, that they are doing something because they are amazing. I don't know. They are just twisted, guys. They are just twisted, and they are hungry for attention. They are hungry for attention. Yeah. Yeah, I think that he should, yeah. He just should, yeah, he shouldn't have given them a warning, because this is what they want. They want to be in the conversation, you know. Very twisted people, very twisted. I know someone was asking me that I told them not to spam, but they were asking me for Taeyong. So since I'm talking about JK, let's pull cards for Taeyong to see how he's doing. I believe he's doing a while. And also then I want to pull cards for Jimin and Jennie because they were, Jennie was at the Met Gala and Jimin was at this Tiffany. And it was funny because actually, a lot of people were like expecting Jimin. I actually thought that Jimin would be at the Met Gala, so I wonder what happened in there. You're welcome, Tisela. He's going to be okay. It's just that, these are haters. These are just toxic people being toxic. He's going to be okay. It's just that, it's good that also that the cards like somehow display, their behavior and they're like, this is not about him. This is about them, Miss Lluvia. Para Juno. Okay. Okay, let's put some cards for Taeyeon. Kim Taeyeon. We could have another episode of Taeyeon calling out fans again. We could have something like this. He's definitely like, it's not that he's angry because he didn't get any cards that indicate that he's angry or that he's actively going to fight someone. But he definitely has something to say. So I think that he got also the Page of Swords, the same card that was in JK's reading. So definitely I think that he knows about what JK went through. So he's a bit like, they better do not come to me. They better do not bring it out because I have a lot of things to say. We start like the usual Kim Taeyeon that he is. We start the card reading with the Magician. So definitely, for Taeyeon, this is a good life. This is a life about him being in power and him deciding what he wants to do and what he doesn't want to do. And he's like, I have what it takes. I love him. He has the Page of Pentacles, so definitely, he's taking it slow. He knows he has the power, but he's taking it slow. He's also connecting a lot more with some physical activities. He's like studying something or he's working on something. He's been very down to earth. Page of Swords, like JK got. And then the Chariot. The Chariot, very Kim Taeyeon. Also advancing in life. And then from the Oracle, he got the cards of Mars in Taurus, defense. Mars in Taurus, defense. So what is the great tactic of Taurus energy when it comes to defense? Actually resisting. Resisting. It's like, I'm not moving off here. My best attack and defense is that you can push, 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 but I'm not moving. I'm not moving. I'm not moving. So starting with the Magician, definitely, I think that for Taeyeon, it's a different story because he's a guy that, at least for the months that had been going on ever since he's doing his individual things, he's very much in power. He's very much in control. He's very spontaneous in this sense. He knows his power, but he doesn't sign up for things that he's like, if I don't feel like it, I'm not going to do it. I think that for him, it's very important that he knows he can do a lot of things, and obviously he's a very ambitious guy. He could do a lot more, and you could actually expect him being here and there, from doing some charity on one side and then going to a fashion show or event on the other side. He's somehow mixing different sides of his persona and also of his influence and probably because of the variety of connections that he has and friendships that he has. You will see him like being like a guest. I wouldn't say like doing an activity, a fixed role somewhere. Because he has two pages, so he's definitely like, oh, I'm going to start this activity here, and then I'm going to go over there, and then I'm going to start this here, like sort of picking here and there, but not staying permanently, or doing like a prolonged effort. I think that the Page of Pentacles, probably this could be his participation in Jennie's kitchen, that he's learning a lot about the craft, about the business, and also being very humble and being this like this amateur, learning, starting from zero, but also he's thinking about, probably he's thinking about his new ideas for his album, if he's going to release an album. This is very green still, it's not that he has the whole playlist or what he's going to do or the songs, but we have the Chariot. So definitely, probably his solo is going to move, is going to go to a direction, is going to start moving more than in prior years where we were expecting him to release the album and he just postponed it, or he just, he didn't do it, so we were waiting. In this case, he's slowly going to be on his way to creating it. So definitely is on his way. Like Bill's project, individual project, is on his way. But definitely, I think that since he has the Page of Swords, he has ideas, but his ideas are still very fresh. Like, he has ideas. He's a guy that his mind works in a very unusual and original way. But at the same time, he is slow. He's still not like, okay, like I saved this, I have this structure in what I want to do. He's still like learning about new styles, and changing some things here and there. So, but definitely with the Chariot, I believe that is because of time. Time is somehow pushing him to be like, okay, you release it this year because you don't have much time. So, we need to get going. Are you releasing it? We need to get going. We need to get going. And then we have Mars in Taurus, that is defense. This is also an attitude for, and this is why I have all this page energy here, and I have this Chariot, and I know he's going to advance, but he's not going to advance to how fast people want him to go. There's something about him like purposely and intentionally being slow, because we have Mars in Taurus. So he's like being annoyingly slow because he knows that people have so many expectations of him. And he just loves to contradict these people. He just loves to be like, oh, you really want me to do this in this order and to behave like this, and you want me to act like this? Well, no. I decide when I want to do things. You don't tell me what to do. So definitely he's on the defense. He's on the defense, and I think that this is a strategy of him of being rebellious. He knows his power. He knows his power. He knows his influence. He's like, you're gonna tell me how to do my work. I know how to do my work. I know I have the material. I know I have everything. But I'm still considering it if I want to go along with it. I'm still not sure. Everything is green still. So, Kim Tae-yeon definitely is someone that for him, if you want to convince him to do something, you don't have to go like straight to him and be like, okay, we give you this deadline and you have to, deliver this before, I don't know, next Sunday, like giving him a deadline, or a timeline, and being like, okay, you have to do this and deliver this on this day at this hour, otherwise we're not going to take it. No, no. You cannot tell Tay what to do, or if you want to, you have to be very careful in how you speak to him, because definitely he's a bit rebellious to authority. He doesn't he is the authority, so he doesn't want people telling him what to do, and this includes the fans. So be ready if you he's on defense mode. So if you try to imply that you want him to do certain thing, or you would want to see him do something, he's going to, to not be so nice to you, because he's calm, but at the same time he's like in the no BS era. He's calm, he's tranquil, he's in the zen mode, but he has this sort of like antennas, he has these wires that are like, he does detect the um, um, people being too pushy, and he doesn't like it. He has no patience for it. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for Jennie and then for Jimin, because they were both in these fashion events. So let's see how they're doing. Are they still in New York? I think Jimmy came back, right? But is Jennie still in New York? I mean, was Jimin also in New York? Oh my. She got 2 cards. Oh my God. Where is Eva? Now that I need a blink in my chat, I don't have one. Okay. Jennie got King of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Pentacles, Mimi, 7 of Wands. Okay. Then she got the card of Mars in Virgo, criticism, and then she got the card of Mercury in Scorpio, extremism. Who is this guy? I wonder, who is this guy? I mean, we don't have love cards here. We don't have love cards here. But definitely there's something about the relationship with this guy that it is changing from where it can be a friendship. It can be a friendship. That is slowly moving. The Wheel of Fortune is moving. So, there's this sense of probably the communication is moving. but there's some conflicts, there's some conflicts. Definitely Jennie is very much with her guards up when it comes to this person. She has the Four of Pentacles, where she refuses to let go of a posture. She refuses to change. So I don't know if, there's something about, like, oh, I remember what you said to me, or I remember what you did to me, so I'm not forgiving. This is my stability. Don't come to ruin my stability with your games, you know. Um, but in this Four of Pentacles, you see the Death card here. So change is coming, even though she doesn't want to. She's like, for you to gain a new experience or a new like era with this person, you have to let go of these coins. You have to let go of this old perception of what happened in the past. And she definitely sees that something is changing, and she's resisting a bit. She's resisting a bit. She's like, I don't want to. And then the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands. That is like, everyone is like, is against her. So she's like, whether I decide this with you or not, everyone is going to criticize me anyway. And I think that for her, she has a huge wound inside of her, and also a huge resentment against that whatever she does, she always gets the backlash. She always gets, and this is not about criticism, that the card of criticism we got here. So definitely there's people that are going to judge her, that are going to judge her anyway. But she has a lot of like pent-up anger. She's like, why? Why always me? Like, don't you have other people, But maybe, maybe the Four of Pentacles and next to the Seven of Wands is like, let it go. Let it go. I don't think this guy is a weekend. Honestly, I don't think that guy is a weekend. I don't think that guy is a weekend. I think that is someone probably a bit sweeter, more sweet, more like people say, like a strategist, someone that is very good with words, that is very, it's a sort of a ladies' man. It's a sort of a ladies' man. I mean, not in the sense of like he has a lot of women, but I think that he's very good with women. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And also see, criticism, we got the card of Mars in Virgo, criticism, that is again, literally fingers being pointed at her. All the time, it doesn't matter what she does. And then she has this Mercury in Scorpio that is extremism. Like, is this, like, whenever hate or criticism comes her way, it's always in an extremist way. It seems like everything that she does is amplified, like, but also, there's something about her getting communication or a message from someone. I'm going to show you this. What do you see in here? Yeah. But also, since this is Mercury in Scorpio, extremism, this could be a very passionate message or someone like showing admiration for Jennie and people getting very jealous of her because of this. It's like, why is she getting this proposition or this friendship or this connection or this communication from my sorry guys, sorry, from my, I'm sorry, I'm not crying for Jennie, I'm sorry. There's definitely someone famous that could give a sort of hint that he's interested with Jennie or that he's friends with Jennie or that he's talking to Jennie. And this person being a bit like not hiding it. Actually, it could be hidden because it's Mercury and Scorpio. So, but this could be people finding out that this connection is happening, that she is talking to someone. And this person being very famous and wanted. And it's like the Kai and Jennie again. It's like, oh, why Kai? No, it's not about Jennie being a beautiful female that she deserves attention. No, it's like, why are you dating my bias? Why are you talking to my bias? Stop stealing men. You know, something like that. So criticism could come up of this, you know, of people finding out that she is having conversations or that she's having a friendship with someone very famous, that it's a very popular guy. It's a very wanted guy. But B is not an earth sign. I mean, I don't want to take the King of Swords literally, but if he's there, maybe we should like think about him. Like, we should take his energy into consideration. But I don't know why with the Wheel of Fortune she's like, oh, this guy again. I don't know if they tried to talk before. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The swords is an earth sign. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for Jimin. Because my dad is making asado and he's already cooking, so. But this is a strategist. This is a strategist. This is. Do you think that Jackson is good with words? But he's intense with the communication thing. You know, because I show you the, and you know, when I show you the picture of the extremism card, that is the Mercury in Scorpio, it's not about the position of the pictures, you know, of him grabbing her. He's handing her a letter. So it's like, please read my messages. Please answer my messages. I want to reach out to you. I want to talk to you. I want you to know how I feel. I'll be honest, I'm having fun with the guessing game. But this is the thing, you know, she could have dated this person before, but she didn't because of the backlash. She's afraid of getting backlash. She's afraid of getting into a relationship. She's afraid of enjoying the courtship, of someone being very willing to talk to her, to reach out to her, to be there for her, because she's afraid of the backlash. She's afraid of the criticism. She's afraid. Probably this person comes with very intense fans. Like in all K-pop world or K-drama world. Okay. Going to pull I'm going to pull cards for Jimin. Oh my God, Jimin. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Huh? Okay, guys, here I go. Here I go. Jimin. Nine of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. Look at this Seven of Swords. Queen of Cups. From the Oracle, Moon in Scorpio, power. Okay, let's begin. For Jimin, definitely Jimin when it comes to work and also he's very satisfied with his work. You know, honestly, he was very scared. You know that I got this card of him having this Nine of Swords, this Five of Swords energy at the beginning of a reading when we were talking about his solo. But actually, you know, being very well received by the fans and that a lot of people love Jimin. And actually, you know, what he did was amazing. So, you know, this sort of is like connecting with his self-esteem. You know, he got the Nine of Pentacles. So he's like, you know, I done well. You know, he's like, you know, I'm great at this. And he's here standing by himself. So I think that this is very important to recognize that for him it was a whole challenge to do this alone. And he's like, you know, I managed and I did great and I love it. And also him looking back, because if you see this Three of Pentacles, you know, usually the Three of Pentacles is three people discussing the teamwork or the team distribution, the work distribution among themselves. Usually there are three people united here. But in here, this is why this is the After Tarot. For the people who want to know how it's called, this deck is called the After Tarot. Afterthoughts, actually. And in here you see the person like admiring the final work after they completed it. So I think that for Jimin it's like, you know, I'm feeling good about myself. Like I really was I I did it. And of course, that since he has the Three of Pentacles, he's a guy that he acknowledges that he did it because of the help of others and the collaboration of others. This is not him being like, oh, this is me and only me. No, this is about teamwork. And he was happy that he was able to form such a great teamwork, you know. But honestly, since he has the Nine of Pentacles, the star is him. Actually, yes, he did work with a lot of people, but yes, the star, the main, you know, character was him. You know, it was all for him. But he definitely was able to reproduce like a great result, and you know, sort of like connect with his self-esteem and his value, and be like, you know, I did it. I actually didn't think that I would do it very well. I was very stressed. I was very tense, but I'm happy. I'm satisfied, you know. And then we have the Seven of Swords. That this is very Jimin. This is very Moon in Gemini. The Seven of Swords, you know, Jimin trying to, you know, and I saw this with this. I'm going to show you like this so you can see the interaction. We start with the Seven of Swords and we have the Queen of Cups. So Jimin is about to fall into a trap, literally. He wants to get away, like, he's like, okay, my job is done, like, I'm feeling good, like, really, like, everything in my, you know, in my life, in my professional life is doing great. And all of a sudden, there's a someone that he cannot help but to adore. You know, he's like, oh my, this is the one. You know, like, this is, you know, I think that for Jimin, since we have all the swords here, definitely Jimin doesn't, he probably surrounded by a lot of beautiful females, you know, he gets a lot of messages, you know, he gets a lot of invitations from people, you know, so he's very popular, we know it, but also besides him being Jimin of BTS, him as a male, you know, he's someone that he has his options. But then there's this female in here, that she comes here as the Queen of Cups. So this is sort of the female that, you know, if you notice him and him being also small in here and so hardworking and so much like in his mind and not in his splendorous self, it's somehow it catches him off guard that this Queen of Cups appears in his mind or in his past or in his line of vision. You know, he's like, oh, I didn't see you there. But now I'm seeing you with different eyes. Probably back then I didn't see you like this. Now I see you. I see how you are radiant, how you are, you know, the Queen of Cups, it's also someone that is going through a very mature emotional side. So she's doing very well emotionally, you know, she's like owning her own experience and not being so much in the dark or not being so overwhelmed by her feelings or by her emotions. She's probably a very emotional person. So she's like, you know, trying to heal. She's like trying to, you know, recover, connecting also with her inner self, probably doing meditations, you know, going inwards to heal. And also having some ownership over, probably she's a very emotional person, so she needs to learn to control and not to go, you know, too much on the emotions, but she's like being gentle to herself, you know, she's like in a very good moment. And he's like, wow, like, he's like, wow, I didn't see you there. And you know, I think that this is very important that we see the rope here and him about to step on it. And I think that it connects directly with this person. Because it somehow it lets you know that it's not just like, oh, I'm attracted to someone and I just saw a beautiful female over there and I'm like, wow, she's beautiful. This is about an emotional connection. Like, she definitely is like, I fall for her. I fall, and I'm about to go to a trap, and she is the one that is ruling me. You know, she's the one in control over here without doing much. You know, she's minding her business. She's not, she's not looking at him directly, but he's like, wow, she looks so beautiful when she's concentrated on something or when she has a goal. I don't know if he has seen a picture of her somewhere. I don't know. I think that he knows this person already. Like, I don't think, because since it's a queen, it could be someone famous as well. But I don't know, I think that he saw her, either he saw her personally or he saw her picture somewhere. And it, it did something to his mind. It was like, tack. And he got hooked again. He fell into the trap. Because I think that Jimin honestly is like, because here with the Seven of Swords, you know, is a lot about the ninja. You know, it's about trying to get away from getting caught, actually, like emotionally. So he's like, you know, I don't want to get into trouble. I don't want to fall in love. You know, I want to. And all of a sudden, here comes this queen that she doesn't do too much except being herself. And he's like, oh my God, I'm in love. Like this, just like this. And then with the moon in in Scorpio, power. I think that this is a card that talks about how Jimin is someone that if he wants this someone, he can get her. Actually, Jimin is very much in his power in this period of his life. It's like if he would want something, he could get it. He could get it. He's at this very, well, we had a eclipse in Scorpio. There's a lot of Scorpio energy, you know, there's a lot of endings and new beginnings. But yeah, I think that he's somehow like connecting with his inner inner Scorpio self. He's like, okay, I'm following the signs. I'm feeling intuitive. I'm feeling a strong intuition connected to this female. So there must be a reason why I'm feeling like this. And I have to do something about it. And it has to be passionate. And it has to be groundbreaking. And it has to be, you know, probably he could be the one in charge in the relationship, because he, with the moon in Scorpio, it means that he, in relationships, he can be like the powerful one, even though he looks very soft, like, and very loving and romantic and everything, you know, like a Libra he is. But he's also very like he's someone that if you want to attract him to date you or to notice you, he will not respond to you. You know, if you are purposely or intently trying to seduce him. You know, he would be like flatter, of course he wouldn't like be rude, but he wouldn't be interested. He would just smile at you and that's it. But there's something about this Queen of Cups that she's just so focused on herself and being her beautiful self and being very emotional and being very trying to heal herself, trying to overcome a lot of things, that he's like, oh, there. I didn't notice you before. Somehow he was distracted. He was. This is something very, I don't know why, but you know when you walk around and you're like, and you see someone's picture and you're like, oh wow, that's beautiful. Like, I didn't see you there. Like. And she's a queen, so she definitely is famous. But it's not out of his reach, you know. It's just that for him, maybe she is like the ideal person. She's like, she probably didn't he wouldn't have said anything in the past. But now probably he will because he's feeling powerful. He's feeling like, because of his success and everything, he's feeling a bit more victorious. He's like, okay, I'm powerful. Everything I set my mind to, I can make it. So, yeah. Okay, last one, and then I'm going to go, guys, because I have to go have lunch. Oh, I know. It's going to be for TVXQ Juno. No, 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 Fluffy. No, Fluffy. No, Fluffy. No, Fluffy. The whole fandom is going to come for us. Don't. Don't. Where he gets all these reverse cards? Okay. Okay, for TVXQ Juno, he got the Star, Eight of Swords. This is a beautiful Eight of Swords because we usually see the lady standing here all tied up, and in here we see someone that is cutting her strings. The Lovers, and King of Swords in reverse. And then from the Oracle, Sun in Cancer, resourcefulness. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We could never say no because, these are very powerful people. So, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't think that there's something about Jennie and Taeyong that I don't know why. I think that they could be like they could know each other, but I don't think that there's something in there. Like, I don't know, guys. Maybe it's my perception. That's all. But I don't imagine them having a conversation or I don't know. It's just me. It's just me. For people that believe it, I don't know. Maybe you have other, but. I think that for Juno, definitely for him, like it seems like destiny is playing like a lot of like meaning today. He's slowly like letting go of past like if you know how Photoshop works, it wasn't. But do you see V being that attentive with someone like her? I don't know. I think that sort of behavior, I would totally see, for example, someone like JK being that affectionate and that. But from what I get from B is that he's always like his main center in his life is himself at the moment, So I even don't see people, I only see him like in this time in his career. So it's hard for me to be like, oh, he would be like this with Jennie, because also Jennie is very particular, Jennie is very particular. I don't know. But it's just my opinion. It's not nothing energetically. It's just what I think. Um, Continuing with Juno, definitely I think that Juno is also like going with the flow of what is going on in his life and probably what is going on in Sam. I think that he's slowly, like I don't know why I think that probably Juno has been in this sort of like victim mentality. And I'm not saying that he feels like a victim, but he had felt so restricted the most of the time in his career. You know, so finally he's like starting to see the purpose of everything. And probably now that there's a lot of associations and there's a lot of things that are being like destroyed and a lot of like, you know, there's a lot of swords in here, you know. I think that whatever he's going through is a sort of like process that he has to go through to open his eyes. I think that probably in the past he was a bit restricted about what he wanted to do or what path he wanted his career to take because he was like, no, I'm waiting for this person's approval. So I wonder, was he very close with Lee Suman? Because I have the King of Swords in reverse in here, so I picture it could be Lee Suman. There's something about him like probably he's like he had been hurt in the past with everything that happened. You know, he's a bit a bit disappointed. He's still in disbelief about what is going on with SM's management or CEOs because I believe that he has a very stable like interaction with the CEOs. I definitely see him like a CEO himself or a sort of advisor because since he starts with the star card, definitely like Juno had always been the star, you know, the star in SM, you know, a very strong and masculine and a sort of referential, a role model for others in there. But lately, you know, here with the Eight of Swords and the Lovers, there's something about him also like understanding that just because some things are not the same as it was, it doesn't mean that he cannot advance. You know, he is very loyal. You know, he's someone that is very loyal. So he probably felt very conflicted during all this chaos about, okay, who do I trust or who do I put my loyalty into? You know, and sort of being a bit inflexible about what side do I choose? What side do I choose? You know, like feeling like very like conflicted, like even like internally, you know, like, okay, I'm not doing well because, but I think that here with the star, definitely what is letting him know is that he doesn't need to feel that conflicted or that tied up to other people's past actions. That somehow this that is happening is showing the people's true colors and is showing that yes, that even though you can admire someone, that person can also do a lot of questionable things without you knowing. So I think that he's thinking also about cutting some connections, and I feel that he's thinking about Lee Suman, honestly, because Lee Suman is not in a very good place. He comes like in reverse, so he's not in a very good favorable place or position at the moment. So probably he's thinking here with the Lovers, he's thinking like, okay, should I still continue this connection or not? You know, because for him it's something serious, you know, probably for him, you know, Lee Suman maybe is like this father figure. So for him it's like, okay, like I'm not affected by Lee Suman's decisions. Like somehow my career is okay, is safe, I'm okay, we are okay. But what is happening to him, I feel so sorry, and I don't know if maybe I should cut connections from now to not get intoxicated or to not get like somehow carried away by the destruction or the Lee Soo-man's doings or decisions, that they change every day, and every day there's, I feel that definitely for Juno, this is something that it was meant to happen like this, because he needs to open his eyes. He needs to set himself free from what he thought it was reality. Because the reality of these people that he admires so much is that on the inside they are human, and they have a lot of flaws, and they have a lot of mistakes. It's just that he didn't see it back then, So for him it's a bit traumatic, just slowly rip off the bend of his eyes and being like, okay, I'm seeing it the way it is. The kid of sourcing Jennie's reading is Lee Soo-man. We are ranking all the Geminis, Libras, Aquariuses. Or maybe an SM trainee, who knows? Um, if LSM was still there, he would have more responsibility already. He must have feel like he owes him a lot too. Yeah. Yeah. Is the A source talking about facing reality? It's about you acknowledging that this is not that serious. That it's not that you are stuck, because sometimes we see in the traditional tarot deck, we see the female all like she cannot move, she cannot see, and she's surrounded by all these 8 swords. So you're like, oh my gosh, she's in a very hard place. She doesn't have a way out. She cannot see the way out because she's hurting, because she's in a very unstable place mentally. But actually, no. It's just in her mind. The swords are imaginary. The swords are their, yes, exactly, limiting beliefs. Exactly. It's not what is going on. So I think that he's like, he doesn't want to choose a side because he feels like he would betray someone. So he feels like he cannot be himself at the same time. He feels like, am I the only one with values here? He feels very different. Like he feels like everyone is adapting to whatever is going on, or whoever runs the place, and he feels a bit conflicted inside. He's like, I don't. And at the same time, he's judging himself because he's like, how come I didn't see the red flags? Because there's something about this or about what Lee Soo-man did that he wasn't aware of. So he's feeling guilty also because how come I didn't see this? Because he has the the King of Swords in reverse. So there's something about lies, about being deceitful, about hiding things, and not talking about certain things. And he's like, how come I didn't see that? But also, if we think about his career, because I know that Miss Lluvia was asking for about his personal projects, and he has the card of Sun in Cancer, resourcefulness. So definitely, I think that once he sets his mind free from all this guilty conscious or something like this that he has going on, or this duality of not knowing where he's standing probably in the company, he's going to have the resources to actually do great this year. He has it available for himself, and that whoever is running SM is definitely going to give him whatever he needs in order for him to continue with his activities and what he wants to accomplish. So if he's afraid of, I don't know, maybe these new people or these new CEOs or this new management are going to come to cancel my schedules or my ideas or my, I don't know, my projects. No, not at all. He's going to have a lot of things available for him. He's going to have like a lot of resources available. No one is going to deny him anything. So I think that that is going to be a very, and also the fans, because this is Cancer energy. This is about the past. This is about the nostalgia. So definitely for him, there will always be resources because he is this sort of like, this he's this idol. He's the idol of idols. So, he will never be lacking. But I think that he should also move on from past uh, from past experiences and also from past preconceptions about, why didn't I see this coming, or why did this happen, like feeling a bit guilty. I think that sometimes he's too black and white. Sometimes he's very harsh on himself. He's like, how come everyone knew it and I didn't know it? Like him feeling like he missed something. And no, it's because, well, he had a very strong belief about probably this person, and he didn't know that this person was capable of doing all of this. So yes, it's a bit disappointing, and maybe it hurts him personally. So yeah. Okay, guys. I said what I said. I delivered the readings, and I'm going to go. I'm glad my voice didn't fail me through the whole live. I did cough a bit. I almost choke, but I'm fine. So yes, guys. So thank you so much for being here, for your recommendations for today's reading. And yes, I will see you during the week on my usual readings. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy your Sunday.